Might not be able to stop for any animal, so I'm just preparing for any future cases. If you also have any loose articles like bags, hats, or purses, make sure to keep a good hold on them. If anything does...
Look at the ducks.
On our right-hand side, I do see an okapi with its black and white stripes on its legs. Now, a lot of people think because of those black and white stripes that they are closely related to the zebra. However, with their prehensile tongue and their skull-like structure, they are actually more related to the giraffe. On our left-hand side, I do see some bongos in the tree there on our left-hand side. With their orange-colored coat and white stripes, they're actually nicknamed the ghost of the Aturi forest because they are very shy and reclusive animals, so we're pretty lucky to get to see them today. Also on our left-hand side, I see a saddle-built stork. The saddle-built stork has that yellow saddle on top of their bill. They're also very tall creatures. They can actually grow to be 5 feet tall. Their wingspan can reach 9 feet wide. So those rows that we're sitting in, that's how long a saddle-built stork's wingspan can get. And I saw one earlier. It's probably behind those trees there on the left-hand side. I did see a black rhinoceros earlier. Black rhinos don't have any lateral land predators, which does mean, unfortunately, the only reason for their decline in population is because of humans. Now on our right-hand side here, and also very closely on our left-hand side here, I see some greater kudu. They actually have those tan with the white stripes. These are female greater kudu. I know these are females because the female greater kudu don't have any horns. Male greater kudus, they are the only ones with horns. Now they have a similar stripe pattern to the bongos, however these guys are more tan than orange like the bongos are. You can probably see that difference on the spotting guide above you guys. That'll help you guys differentiate all the different animals out here on the reserve. Now we're going to be heading into the Safi River. The Safi River is home to some of our more aquatic animals here on the reserve, so make sure to keep those eyes peeled towards the water. On our right-hand side, I do see some pink-backed pelicans. They get their names from their pink backs. It appears to be a very flushed pink, a very light pink right now, but during mating season, their backs are actually going to turn into a brighter pink color. I do see some movement in the waters. I don't know if I see any animals though. Now, pink-backed pelicans, they do make a wide variety of sounds, but however, here on the reserve, they're actually pretty quiet and docile. Just on our left-hand side, I see some Nile crocodiles. Another one closer just underneath this bridge here. Now, Nile crocodiles, they can grow up to 16 feet long. I like to say they can grow as long as how tall a giraffe can be. They are known for their nice, sharp, and pointy teeth. And their jaws that can chomp down on any prey. It can be intimidating, however, whenever mothers lay eggs, they'll actually cradle the eggs inside their mouths to aid healthy hatching for baby crocs. Which I find is pretty sweet. Now we're coming up onto the savannah, which is home to some of our more iconic animals here on the reserve. On our right-hand side, I see a nice baobab tree, though. Baobab tree is also known as the upside-down tree, just because it looks like its roots are sticking way up in the air and it looks like the tree is upside down. However, it's right side up. Those branches are just leafless. And that tree is actually going to remain leafless for about 9 months of the year.
That's a zebra. They're coming up on the giraffe. They're going to be on Uncle Danny's side. Yeah. Look, lean out the
I
window.
do see a nice giraffe here coming up on our right-hand side. We'll get a nice view of it as we just get below this hill here.
Another one.
Yeah, keep looking this way.
A lot of giraffes out in it today.
Look, wow.
This one's eating up in the trees, the vegetation. That's mainly their diet. When I see a baby giraffe there laying down in the sun, sunbathing.
Did you get the baby?
Now, baby giraffes, whenever they're first born, they're actually going to be not 6 feet tall already. Another giraffe here on our left-hand side. Getting into the bush. Now, giraffe diet mainly consists of shrubbery and leaves. And they're going to use those long prehensile tongues that they have in order to reach way up high into the trees and those get hard to reach places.
You see it?
On our right-hand side, I see an Ankole cattle there.
Do you see it?
Ankole cattle are a symbol of wealth here in the African savanna. And on our left-hand side, I see some African painted dogs hiding in that den there.
Oh, wow.
They get their name from their fur. It looks like paint splotches on them.
Yeah.
They are very successful hunters, those traveling in packs with the male alpha leading the way. Now on our left-hand side, you see some sable antelope. Those are the antelopes with those curved back horns. They're actually the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And on our left-hand side, we also see some wildebeest.
Wildebeest.
There's a lot of them there. They are known to travel in large packs. The largest number ever recorded for a largest pack of wildebeest was 1.5 million. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I don't know how they counted that. I would have not had the time.
Wow.
Some more giraffes here in the trees here. As you can see, they're using their long necks to their advantage. Those necks by themselves are just 6 feet long as well. So they're going to use those necks to reach way up into those trees there. As I can see, they're feeding into that tree right there. As we see.
That's cool, huh?
Now in the distance there on our right-hand side, I do see some Hartman's mountain zebras. Might be able to see one way out in the distance there by those little shrubs.
Oh, I see zebra. Where you see it?
Zebras are known for their black and white stripes. All different types of zebras have those different pattern of stripes. Kind of similar to how humans have all different types of fingerprints and how each one is unique and different for us. That's going to be very important for a baby zebra because whenever they're born, they're going to memorize the stripe pattern of their mom. That's beautiful. We have another Ankole cattle on the right-hand side there. Now, Ankole cattle are known for those really big horns. And a lot of people think that those horns are extremely heavy. However, inside of their horns is a honeycomb-like structure that helps regulate blood flow. So they're actually not that heavy.
It is. You see any more animals? Yes.
You're not?
School bus. I didn't see a school bus.
Now we're going to be heading... Oh, but coming up on our left-hand side, I do see some mandrills by those rocks over there. These are the monkeys known for their bright face and their bright bottom. It's very nice and colorful, but they're also the world's largest monkeys. Male mandrills can grow up to 100 pounds, while females, they'll only grow about to be 25 pounds, so it's kind of easy to spot the difference between the two. Ooh, on our right-hand side, way off in the distance there, you might be able to see an African elephant.
Yes. There was an elephant here.
Now that African elephant, they... Whoop. They appear to be off on their own, so I'm going to say that's a male elephant, just because whenever male elephants get to their teenage years, they're going to actually leave the pack and kind of go off on their own, or forming small parties. Beautiful sound. Anyway, female elephants, those are the ones that are going to group up in matriarchies. Whenever a female elephant is born, they're going to stick with its mama for about most of its life. But the other female elephants in the herd, they'll also take care of that baby elephant, not just mama. Now on our right hand side, I do see some tusk markings in this red clay pit here. Elephants will use these red clay pits to get their daily vitamins and nutrients. They'll just come up to them and scratch their tusks on them. Because elephants need a balanced and healthy meal along with the amount of food they eat.
You gotta find them.
Some more wildebeest on our right hand side. Now other than wildebeest traveling in large herds, they also travel large different distances, migrating anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles.
Through the water we go.
As we get through this watering hole here, I do see some greater flamingos coming up on our left-hand side.
All right, Ellie, you see them?
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
Do you see all the flamingos?
I like that name a lot, actually.
Oh, is there babies?
They are known for its bright pink feathers. However, when they first hatch, they're not going to automatically get those bright pink feathers. They're actually going to be born with a more of a whitish, grayish feather. However, their diet mainly consists of shrimp, and shrimp has a chemical within it called keratin. And that chemical is going to help flamingos get their pink colors. However, it takes about 2 years from birth for flamingos to get their pink color.
Oh, look at the elephant, Ellie.
Oh, an elephant.
Right here, Will. See them? There's two. There's like 3 or 4 of them.
You see a mud pit on our left-hand side. So I wonder what other kind of animals lies up ahead.
It's okay. You sit right here, okay? We can't chase you. Yeah, Hannah has some too.
I do see way off into the distance on our right-hand side an ostrich, or maybe 2 of them.
Over there at that truck.
Ostriches are known as the world's fastest bird with 2 legs. They can run up to 40 miles an hour. Even though they're flightless birds, they'll spread their wings out to help them stabilize while running. Now on our left-hand side here, right underneath those shades of bushes, you see some cheetahs there.
Where?
Oh, right here, Ellie.
Cheetahs are the fastest land mammal on Earth. They can travel up to 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds. And they can maintain that speed for about a few hundred yards. Now, unlike other big cats like tigers and lions who roar very loudly, I like to call cheetahs a big cat with a lowercase b. That's because they chirp and purr kind of like a domesticated house cat instead of roaring. You can see on our left-hand side here, I see some nice kopie rocks. Kopie rocks are used by a wide variety of predators here on the reserve. They'll climb way up high into the rocks and look down on their prey. Alright, just coming up on our right hand side, I do see some rhinos.
Yeah. Over here on this side.
Now these are white rhinos. It comes from the Afrikaans word vite, which is kind of a mispronunciation that English settlers made. And vite in Afrikaans means wide. And so if you look at their mouths, they have a pretty wide mouth, which gives them their main distinction from other rhinos.
See the horn?
I see some burrows on our left-hand side. And I wonder if in these burrows we might see a warthog. Doesn't look like it. Warthogs are the ones who probably created these burrows. And we'll have a beautiful view of these white rhinos here on our right-hand side.
They're big.
Oh, look, they're like right up here.
Look, Ellie.
Do you see them?
Say white rhino, Will.
They're
They're eating, huh?
They're having lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a group of rhinos is called a crash, which means they like to spar with each other. A lot of people think it's because of their bad eyesight they crash into everything. That's not necessarily true. Those ostriches that we saw earlier, I think they laid some eggs, because I see an ostrich egg nest on our right-hand side.
Oh, baby eggs.
Is that real?
Those are the world's largest egg. One ostrich egg can equal about 24 chicken eggs. One big
Hide or
omelet.
what?
Exactly. Their shells are also very structurally sound, so sound that a human can stand on top of it without a cracking. Now we're heading into the Magadi Glen, which is home to the warden's post. The warden is the one who takes care of all of these magnificent creatures here. It looks like there's some Nigerian dwarf goats that took over the warden's post for the time being. Now they appear to be very tiny, however, these Nigerian dwarf goats are fully grown. They are known for their balance and agility, and they can also produce a dairy that provides the village with different types of cheeses and milks. Now, it looks like the warden was keeping those goats as pets, and that is totally okay. You too can have a goat as a pet if you want. However, before making any pet purchases or adoptions, whether that's even just a cat or a dog, I say that it's very important to do your own research. A lot of different animals have a lot of different specific types and needs, and you always want to be well prepared to give that animal the life it deserves. So doing your own research will make you well prepared in keeping care of an animal and making sure that you're keeping your happy, healthy friend in check.
Oh, we're going back to the water.
Now we're coming back up onto the African village, which does unfortunately mean that our tour is coming to a close. We got to see a lot of cool animals out there today. However, unfortunately, a lot of these animals are critically endangered. Some of them are even facing extinction. And that's not good because we want to live in harmony with these beautiful animals, not against them. There's a lot of things we can do as humans to help prevent that. Remember those 3 R's, gang: reduce, reuse, and